We are now going to combine our last two videos. So our last two videos we talked about finding the missing side of a triangle and finding missing angles. So for this video, we are solving a triangle. To solve a triangle, that means you need to know all three sides and all three angles. So that's all we're going to do is we're going to make sure we know every measurement of our triangle. So for this first one, I know an angle and a side. So that means I need to find two more sides and my last angle. But the cool thing is, if you remember, the interior angle sum of a triangle is 180 degrees. So since I know two angles, it's pretty easy to find that third. So we know this guy is 90, and then we have our 48 plus our unknown angle. That's got to equal 180. So here, this is 138 plus x equals 180. So I'm going to minus the 138. And my unknown angle is 42 degrees. So we found that. Now we need to find the two missing sides. So if we call these sides, say, this is opposite big A, so I'll call it little a. This one's opposite C, so little c. What's the relationship we could use to solve for one of the sides? So here, 48, 2, to solve for C, that could be cosine. So the cosine of 48 degrees equals 2 over x. Sorry, we called that C. And then I'm going to isolate the C. So times both sides by C. So C times the cosine of 48 equals 2. And then I'm going to divide by the cosine of 48. So C equals 2 over the cosine of 48. And then I'm going to plug that into my calculator. 2 divided by the cosine of 48. This side length is about 2.99. It's pretty small triangle if you ask me. All right, so this is about 2.99. And now I need to know this side. Since I was given 48 and 2, I'm actually going to do this one as tangent of 48 equals A over 2. Opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So 2 times the tangent of 48 equals A. So tangent of 48, multiply that by 2. And this side is about 2.22. So again, pretty small triangle, right? So I know all three sides. I know all three angles. That triangle is solved. So my second example over here starts out a little bit differently. I know two sides, so I need to find the third, and then I got to find the two missing angles. Because this is a right triangle and we have two sides, we can go ahead and use the Pythagorean Theorem, right? We know how to do that. So this would be 11 squared plus 13 squared equals hypotenuse squared. So that's 121 plus 169 equals c squared. Let's see, 121, 8, 9, so that's 290 equals c squared, and we square root that. So if we were to try to keep this as exact as possible, we can try to simplify here. So let's say this is 10 and 29, and this is 5 and 2. I don't think anything goes into 29. I'm pretty sure that's prime. So I think that is as nice as that is going to be. But if we wanted to know its estimate, because if you're building something, you're not going to tell someone it's the square root of 290. That means nothing. Square root of 290, our hypotenuse here is about 17.03. Okay, and now I need to solve for my two missing angles. Because I wasn't given the hypotenuse, I'm not going to use sine or cosine, because wonder if I got this wrong. I don't know. So if I want to find the angle A, I'm going to say tangent of A is 11 over 13. Opposite over adjacent. So now I know the angle A is going to equal the tangent inverse of 11 over 13. So tangent inverse, 11 divided by 13. My angle A is about 40.24 degrees. And at this point, you have two angles, so you could subtract from 180 to get the third. But just in case I made a mistake here, I'm going to use what was given again. But now I'm going to take the tangent of B equals opposite over adjacent. So B equals the tangent inverse of 13 over 11. And when I type that in, the tangent inverse of 13 divided by 11, my angle B is about 49.76. And we could check here. I could take my 49.76, add that to my 40.24. That gave me 90 degrees plus the 90 I have. That's 180. So I'm good to go. Solving a triangle. You know all three angles and all three sides.